Hi everyone, welcome to Origami. Today we're going to be making a paper swan. Super cute. This fold is a little bit tricky, but we're going to get through it together. Okay, you're definitely going to need a square piece of paper for this fold. So if you have some origami paper, go ahead and grab that now. If not, you can always cut a square from a regular sized piece of printer paper. My piece of paper has two sides, but it doesn't need to in order for this to work. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we have to do is decide which side of our paper we want facing outwards when we're done with our swan. If you have a plain or solid piece of paper, don't worry about this step. But if, like me, you have two different sides, pick which one you want on the outside. For me, I want this blue side on the outside, just so you can see the fold as I go along. So, because I want the blue on the outside, I'm actually going to start with this side of my paper showing. So the side we don't want, we're going to start with. Let's get ready to do our first fold. So right now I'm holding my paper just like a regular square. I'm going to start by folding it right in half. For this fold and for the whole swan, we want to make sure our creases are really strong and tough. So don't be afraid to really smooth those out. Just when you think you folded it enough or creased it enough, do it a little more. And then we're going to open it up. Now we're going to fold it in half the other way. So I went this way the first time, so now I'm going to fold it this way. Great. And again, I'm creasing, creasing, creasing. Now we can open it up. And you should have a crease from here and here. Alright, let's flip it back over. So this is the side I want showing, so this side is facing me right now. I'm going to turn my paper so it looks like a diamond. I'm sitting over here, and it's shaped like a diamond. Great. Now we're going to fold our corners together. So I'll take this corner and bring it down this way. Another good tip, if you ever are folding corners and they keep slipping like mine just did, is put one tough, strong finger right here, take the other one, boop, 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 slide it up, and get it started. This will keep your fold nice and accurate. Okay, now we'll open it back up, and I'm going to fold it the other way now. I started going this way, so I'll fold it this way now. Like I said, nice strong finger. Boop. Great. So now when you open it, it should look like this. We have folds going from corner to corner and from side to side. Great job. Next we have a kind of a tricky fold, so I'll do it once really slowly so you can see, and we'll do it a couple times. So as you can see, our paper is starting to bend. If your paper is bending inwards, just put your hand underneath it and pop it forwards, almost like a button. We want our point to be facing us. Awesome. So you can see that our paper really wants to go in this way, and that's exactly what we're going to let it do. I'm going to put my fingers here and here while still keeping the diamond shape and start to push the sides together. As you can see, we have some shapes forming on either side here. So I'm taking my fingers and I'm pushing right through. And then I have a little diamond in the front. And on the back, I'm going to press down and press down. Great. So let me show you one more time. Put my fingers here. I push my two hands together, and we start to see a diamond forming on the front and on the back. So now I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to press. Press. You can also do it on the table like this. Our diamond is facing up. Put it on the table and just bloop, squish it down. So now we have a smaller diamond right here. If you run your fingers along the center, you can feel it sticking up a little because we haven't made any super strong creases there. So go ahead and take your finger from the top of the diamond and slide it all the way down. Top down, so it stays mostly flat. Great. You should have a crease right in the middle now. Awesome. Now the next most important part is that we orient our diamond to be facing correctly. So here I have an opening facing me. Again, I'm sitting over here, and this is the direction of the opening. And the point where they all meet is facing away from me. So it opens this way. I'm going to take this corner, and make sure you're only grabbing one corner, and I'm going to fold it so this side lines up with our middle crease. So this line needs to align with our middle crease. So I'm almost folding it right in half. Taking this corner and I'm bringing it over to meet our middle line. And so our edge aligns with the middle crease. And then I'm going to smooth it out. Super strong crease there. Great. Now just like in a lot of our other steps, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to take this corner and make sure I'm only grabbing one layer and bringing it to meet the middle crease. And it should line up pretty well with the one we just made. Oops. And sometimes that happens, and that's fine. So now you should have a kite that looks like that. Or it looks like a kite to me at least. If you have something that looks like this, where it's thin, you might have grabbed two layers and you can just fold it out. Great. Let's do it to the other side, and you'll get another chance to see. Now we definitely have what I think is a little mini kite. So now we're going to do what I think is probably the easiest but most important step of our swan. We now have something that looks like a kite or even an ice cream cone. If we pretend it's an ice cream cone, our ice cream is on the top here. So we're going to want to fold it down. Do you see how that fold is lining up with this line, the top of the little triangles we just made? Folding it down in a super strong crease. Crease, crease, crease. Opening it up and then backwards, all the way backwards. And we'll do it one more time for safe measure. So right now, my triangle's on this side. I'm going to flip it all the way back this way. Awesome. And then open it back up, so we're back to our ice cream cone kite. Okay, so here's another pretty tricky step, but once you get it, your swan will be well on its way to being done. So I'm now going to open up my kite. These should open up like little doors. Just whoop, open it right back up to the way it looked a couple steps ago. So we're back to our big diamond. Now I'm going to grab one layer that's facing me. Just one single layer. And I'm going to bring it all the way back to the table. So I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to encounter this, where you start to pull it and the paper feels like it's going to rip. And that's okay. Don't let it rip, but we can fix it. If you run your hands along the inside and help those creases along, you'll see it starts to want to be flat. I'll show you again. Bottom here, fold up, 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 and then you can run your fingers along the inside to kind of help it along. See, my finger is like inside it right now. And once those are all smoothed out, we can squish it. Squish it right down. And make sure it's touching the table or the surface you're working on. And now we need to crease all of our edges. I usually start with the bottom, and this one looks like it's going to go nicely, but I can see I need to do a little bit of troubleshooting up here. I got a little crinkle. So to do that, you're just going to gently kind of move the paper, and it wants to go in place. So eventually it'll get there. Sometimes you just got to talk them into it. So I have some nice smooth creases all along my edges right now. So I creased here and here and here and here. Awesome. Now let's do this to the other side so you can see it again. Great. And now we have something that really looks like a diamond now. If you got through that, congratulations, because that was the tough part. Now, for our next bit, we just need to make sure that our diamond is still facing the way we want it. There should be some little legs. On one side of your diamond, you should be able to do something like this. Great. And the other side should be solid. We want our legs facing us. Okay, now we can lay it flat again. Now we're going to repeat a step that was similar to the one we did earlier on. We're going to fold this triangle in half. So this edge aligns to the middle. So I can take my point and bring it over. I'm just aligning that edge to the middle. Edge to the middle. And I know this fold is a little small, so it's a little tricky to see, but you should have something that looks like this. Great. Now we'll do it to the other side so you can see it again. I'm taking this corner, and remember you only want one layer, one corner, and bring it to the middle. So this edge comes to this middle. Great. And it's almost just like folding it right in half. Okay. So now we should have something that looks like this. And you should still have your two little wiggly legs. Great. Now we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. Alright, so now we should have an even skinnier diamond with two legs on the bottom. Well, here comes my favorite fold, and it's a little weird to do the first few times, but I think it's really cool because it's one of our last steps before we have the swan. We're actually going to start looking at our paper this way. So we want to be looking at the super skinny part. Alright, and here, you should be able to start to open the side. And we should see a crease right here, which we made earlier. We're going to take our little leg and fold it right along that crease all the way up. Okay, nice. And now we're going to fold it back in half so it's thin again. And as you're folding, you're going to see that the leg we just folded up kind of wants to follow that same line, so let it do that. You can help it along, give it a little pinch and a squeeze. There you go. Let's do it to the other side. So I'm looking at it so it's thin. I'm opening, whoops, there we go. Opening it, folding my leg along this crease, right up, and then folding it in half. And your leg should, sometimes they get a little wonky like this one is getting, but that's okay. No swan is perfect in origami or real life. We're just going to make sure he folds in half and stays put. Alright, now we should have something that looks like this. It almost looks like a candle to me or something. Now we're ready to do our wings. We're looking at our paper like this again, and I'm going to fold the wing, which will be the wing, all the way down until it won't go anymore. And then pinch it shut so it's closed. I'll flip it over and do the same to the other side. Fold the wing down as far as it will go. Great. You're starting to see the swan? Now let's give him an actual head and tail. We can take these thin parts and just pull them forward a little. And then I'm going to pinch the bottom to keep it in place. Same to this side. I'm going to just literally pull it forward and then pinch. Wow, look at that. Now we need to make the head. To make the head, I usually choose the side which has a little more goings on, and I just fold it down, just like that. And if you want a more advanced way to do it, you can open it a little, fold it down, and then pinch it shut. But you can also just fold it down, it'll do the same. And then we have a beautiful paper swan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed making a paper swan with me today.